Coming up tonight on Nonstop Local, we're getting some more numbers as election officials continue to count votes from last night's municipal elections. Stay tuned for the latest updates and results in Cascade, Gallatin, and Missoula counties.
And Governor Greg Gianforte spoke about a new law designed to support Montana's retired military personnel. Stay tuned for more on how this legislation will impact local vets.
Plus, community leaders in Gallatin County are getting ready to host a toy drive. Stay tuned to see how you can help provide families in need with a happy holiday season. Nonstop Local starts right now. Well, good Wednesday evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ben White.
And I'm Rachel DeAngelis, and we're continuing to receive new numbers following last night's local election in Missoula, Gallatin, and Cascade County.
Now let's start in the Garden City this evening. In Missoula, voters electing Andrea Davis to be their next mayor. She beat her opponent, Mike Nugent, by a margin of about 20% of the vote. Davis making history yesterday in Missoula. She becomes the first female to be elected mayor in the city since the 1940s.
In Bozeman, voters also chose their next mayor. They voted for Joseph Morrison, who surpassed both of his components, including John Meyer as well as Cynthia Andrus.
And in Belgrade, voters choose Russell Nelson to be their next mayor. He defeated his opponent, Brad Cooper, a little over 5% of the vote. Russell Nelson continues and will continue to be the Belgrade mayor in Gallatin County.
The final mayoral race that we kept track on was Great Falls. Their four candidates squared off against each other, but it was Corey Reeves who came up on top, about 40% of the vote.
In addition to the mayoral race, you also kept tabs on the ultimate fate of the Electric City's public safety levy. Now, if passed, that measure would have increased property taxes, but in turn, it would have provided additional funding and resources for public safety. As you can see, folks, residents of Great Falls voted against the passage of the levy.
And voters in Great Falls also had the chance to elect their next city commissioner. It was a tight race with 5 competitors, but Rick Tran ultimately came out on top.
Now, we filled you in on some of those key races in Great Falls' elections. One of the biggest questions that people are still asking is, why did it take so long to get those numbers in Cascade County, since the county was one of the last places to get those initial results in? Our Joey Taylor, she was up very late last night and very early into the morning following those election results.
She joins us now with some answers after speaking with the county's elections administrator.
You're absolutely right. Cascade County was one of the last counties in Montana to get first numbers in, and initial numbers were posted just a little after 1:30 this morning. I did have a chance to talk with Sandra Merchant, our elections administrator, about the process and why it took so long to get results.
Well, there were a lot of things that play into that. A lot of the counties are smaller, and being municipal elections, everybody has different amounts of towns that are incorporated and how many things they're actually running.
The municipal elections in Cascade County had 22 different races between Great Falls, Belt, and Cascade. But while the day went smoothly, Sandra did say results were delayed for about an hour due to printer issues.
Well, I think the biggest one was when the printer ran out of toner when it was time to print results. That did not help, and that slowed us down. But I don't know, it might have been an hour extra that it took to get the results out, just because of the printer problem.
Overall, Merchant wants to hit home that these elections take time, and she reiterates they're being thorough in checking signatures and making sure everyone who wanted to vote could. I'm Joey Taylor, Nonstop Local.
Joey, thank you. And with regards to local elections, not much happened last night in the mining city, but that is going to change in 2024.
Our DJ Bauer joins us now with a preview of an upcoming election regarding the county's leadership.
Now, 2023 was a relatively quiet year for local elections here in the mining city, but the same cannot be said for 2024. Next November's ballot will be packed, and for Butte Silverbow, it starts with the chief executive. On Wednesday, the incumbent J.P. Gallagher made his bid for re-election official. A Butte native, Gallagher stepped into office in 2020 after years of working as a teacher, coach, and Parks and Rec director. Gallagher said he's proud of what BSB has accomplished under his leadership, including their public works projects, efforts to expand access to clean drinking water, and oversight of the economy throughout the pandemic.
We talk about resiliency across the country right now. Butte has always been resilient before resilient was a term. And so people in Butte have grit, and they work hard for what they have, and they're very proud of it. We've created a lot of great connections that I know we can build on moving forward over the next 5 years.
But Gallagher will not run unopposed. Longtime local sports writer Bill Foley announced his candidacy last month. Another lifelong resident of Butte, Foley wants to further focus on homelessness, take a look at property tax reform, and crack down on illicit drugs. But above all, Foley is building his platform on the environment, including Superfund cleanup at Butte's Berkeley Pit and recent findings of contaminated soil.
The way things have been going in Butte, we've been settling for less in the Superfund cleanup for 40 years almost, and I think we can do better by being out and honest. I think listening to people is as important. I don't want to tell them what they want. I want to hear what they want, and I want to lead the people that way.
Gallagher and Foley are the first two candidates to announce their campaign, though the official filing period does not open until January. Of course, chief executive is just the tip of the iceberg. People will also be voting on seats among the County Council of Commissioners, State Senate, and House Representatives, all the way up to, you guessed it, President of the United States. It's a loaded year for the ballot box, so maybe clear your calendar for Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. DJ Bauer, Nonstop Local.
DJ, thank you very much. And now let's take a break from the news and local politics. Let's talk about weather now.
Yeah, meteorologist Mark Haka, he joins us now. Tell us what we can expect as we look ahead to the rest of the work week. Mark, happy Wednesday to you.
I think it's a happy, great Wednesday because I'm not talking about any Arctic air like we had last year at this time. Let's take a look into Missoula, and it's looking good, of course. Quite dark now this time of the day. Due to going back to standard time. 41 in Missoula. It's down to 37 in Great Falls, 39 Bozeman, and in Kalispell, 40 in Glasgow. We are going to have clear or clearing skies, and areas west of the divide may have to contend with some fog overnight. And with a northwest flow coming into northeast and north central Montana, there could be a few sprinkles east of Jordan and between Havre and Malta. We're not expecting this to really be of any significance. This has been significant. We've been looking at winds up to 40 miles per hour at Fort Peck Lake and pretty much all areas east of the divide. Right now, sustained winds 24 miles per hour in Cutbank with a gust there to 31 miles per hour. Missoula looking good, dry, temperatures dropping through the 30s to 33 at 9. Great Falls dry and clear. We're going to be looking at temperatures dropping from 39 at 7 down to 36 at 9. Bozeman dry, temperatures dropping below freezing by about 9 o'clock. And Helena looking good, dry, and temperatures in the mid 30s. So is that Arctic air in the forecast at all? I'll have more on that coming up.
Mark, thank you very much. In case you missed it, Charles Leaf Isaacson sentenced today to 8 years and 6 months in prison to be followed by 10 years of supervised release. This is for possessing photos depicting child abuse. According to court documents, a 62-year-old from Sealy Lake was caught communicating via Facebook with someone who he believed to be under 14. Those communications eventually resulted in his arrest last October after he arrived at a location in Missoula County to meet the child. Following his arrest, an investigation determined that in 2021, he joined a Facebook group where he received videos and images of minors involved in sexually explicit conduct.
And in Missoula, Soul Massage Parlor Yen Bin Bao and Richard Bushy were charged with promotion of prosecution and trafficking persons a few months ago, and today Bao appeared in court. According to a provision affidavit, Bao is being charged with 6 felonies, 3 counts for promoting prostitution involving a victim of human trafficking, and 3 counts of trafficking of persons. Today, the judge decided to reschedule Bao's hearing due to concerns about the preparedness of the trial and the amount of evidence displayed.
And in Polson, Sunny White appearing in court for her arraignment today. There, she pled not guilty to all charges, including vehicular homicide in connection to Micah Westwolf's death. According to the judge, White could face up to 30 years in prison if charged with vehicular homicide, in addition to child endangerment and drug charges as well. The pretrial conference for White now set for January 3rd. Her omnibus hearing will take place January 24th. Trial date is May 6th. Let's head over to the Magic City tonight. In Billings today, Governor Greg Gianforte highlighting a new law he says will support Montana's retired military personnel.
Senate Bill 104, sponsored by State Senator John Fuller of Kalispell, exempts up to 50% of military retirement pay from the state income tax. The governor hopes this bill is going to attract more military retirees to stay in the Treasure State and contribute to the economy and its employment sector.
This basically sends to Montana retired military a welcome home sign. Come home and prosper here. Military retirees have tremendous skills. They've been trained. They had to work on a team. They don't finish till the mission is completed. And we need them as police officers, firefighters, entrepreneurs, game wardens, and we want them to settle here in Montana.
Governor Gianforte signed that bill into law earlier this year. It will go into effect in January 1st of 2024. Folks, just getting started on this Wednesday evening right here on Nonstop Local. Coming up after the break, Mark Kaka. He's going to return with a longer look at the forecast. And then later tonight, Sean Rainey. He's going to bring us what's going on in the world of local sports.
And plus, do you want to help spread some holiday cheer? If so, stay tuned for more on an upcoming To Drive in Bozeman. See what you can do to help.
Before we head into break this evening, we have some sad news to share from the world of Montana sports. Former NFL player and Super Bowl champion Matt Olrich has passed away. Olrich went to Northwestern University and then went on to play in the NFL, where he played 2 seasons with the Indianapolis Colts. Olrich won a title when Peyton Manning led the Colts to defeat the Bears 29-17 at Super Bowl 41. The former athlete most recently served as Chief Growth Officer and partner with Profitable Ideas Exchange. It was a Bozeman-based company that advises professional athletes. On that company's bio page, Olrich shared his love for Montana and for his second act career, saying in part, quote, "My wife and I always dreamed of raising our family in Bozeman, Montana." The cause of death has not yet been released. Matt Olrich was 41 years old.
You're watching Nonstop Local Weather.
Well, temperatures this time of the year should be pretty much in the 40s, and today we were in the 40s to around 50, so pretty normal. 50 in Jordan, 49 in Great Falls, 48 in Bozeman, 50 at Helena, 47 degrees in the Missoula area. Speaking of Missoula and also Kalispell, Polson, Hamilton, locally dense fog west of the divide tomorrow morning, so you might want to take off for work and school a little early. Friday and Saturday, a few showers in northwest Montana around Kalispell and snow in the western mountains west of the divide. We're going to have a Pacific, moist and mild flow, and that's conducive to most of the precipitation being limited to west of the divide. Downsloping may limit precipitation in the valleys. Through the weekend, temperatures at or above average. No Arctic air, and I am happy to say that. I hope you are as well. Here's the deal. The next storm system comes into the Pacific Northwest tomorrow. This is what will impact Kalispell, Glacier Park, and areas west of the divide for late tomorrow night, Friday and Saturday. Putting the maps into motion, going into the early morning hours. Again, we'll keep an eye on the fog in the west, otherwise clear to partly cloudy statewide. Thursday, 2 p.m., we're looking good. Tomorrow afternoon, lots of sunshine, except in that northwest flow. We have clouds coming into Glasgow, and we might sneak out a drop of rain or so, but we're really not expecting much in the way of precipitation. This precipitation is expected. Several inches of snow in the higher elevations, including the L passes, Lookout, Lolo, and Lost Trail. Again, especially the Missoula Bitterroot valleys may be rain shadowed, in other words, downsloping, which might prevent rain from reaching the ground. Kalispell has the best chances of a lower elevation community receiving some rain. Still mountain snow, 12 p.m. on Friday. Otherwise, some snow in the Absaroka Beartooth Mountains, 7 p.m. on Friday. Saturday, yet another system comes into the Pacific North, or into the, first of all, Pacific Northwest, then Northwest Montana. And again, Glacier Park, the Swan and Mission Ranges looking at snow. And again, a chance of rain in Kalispell Saturday. I don't think we'll see much in the Missoula area. You folks from Great Falls to Glasgow, you're looking good Saturday into Sunday. Precipitation, if any, reaching the ground would be most apt in the Kalispell area, maybe 6 or 7 hundredths. And as far as snowfall is concerned, again, the mountains, especially the passes, will be looking at several inches of snow all the way from Glacier Park to the Bitterroot chain into the Absaroka Beartooth Mountains. And as far as winds are concerned, we're going to have 34-mile-per-hour wind gusts still in Glasgow at about midnight, then diminishing. Then pretty much calm, well, not calm, but diminishing winds during the day. Friday morning, we could again, in the infamously high wind prone areas, see some gusty winds, Livingston, Cody, and eventually in Cutbank and Great Falls by Friday and Friday night. Clear skies or clearing. Fog developing, 24 Missoula, 25 Kalispell. Southwest Montana, clear to partly cloudy. Cold, 23 Bozeman, 20 Butte, 19 in Dillon. Central, north central areas, we are looking at 24 Lewistown, 26 Great Falls, 27 in Helena. And clear to partly, or I'll say partly cloudy in the northeast. 27 in Glasgow, 29 in Glendive. Partly sunny northeast, otherwise sunny in central and parts of western Montana tomorrow. Normal temperatures, 42 Glasgow, 48 Great Falls, 43 degrees in Bozeman, 47 at Helena, 45 in Missoula. So again, this air is coming from the Pacific. No Arctic air to speak of. Here's that extended forecast. I'm loving it. Missoula 40s through Saturday, then the 50s, 57, wow, next Wednesday. Kalispell, you had the best chances of rain or a mix Friday and Saturday. You remain in the 40s through the period. Helena, Great Falls, you're going to be in the 40s tomorrow, rising to the 50s next week. 61 Monday in Great Falls. Butte, you're going to be in the 40s, then around 50, then 55 next Wednesday. Bozeman, 40s, you warm to the 50s next week. Lewistown, you'll be in the 40s, warming to 61 next Monday, 63 Wednesday. Wow. Glasgow, you're going to be in the 40s through Saturday, then the 50s. And guess what, folks? We remain above average November 16th to the 22nd, and above average precipitation, Lewistown, Livingston, eastward to the North Dakota border. More to come.
This is Nonstop Local.
Welcome back, everyone. This next story takes us to Gallatin County, where some community leaders are getting ready to host a toy drive.
Sebastian Keitel joins us tonight from Bozeman.
I'm at the Gallatin Veterinary Hospital, where they recently announced their upcoming Stuffy Wellness Wonderland. This event is centered around fostering creativity, learning, and community engagement. It's set to take place on November 18th from 10 a.m. to noon at the Belgrade Community Library. This event is designed to promote the Hope in the Holidays Toy Drive, which provides Christmas presents to families in need throughout the Bozeman area. Participants of all ages are encouraged to come and participate in fun craft making and educational games. The veterinary hospital is also offering free lessons on pet wellness and grooming. We're excited to partner with the Belgrade Community Library for the Stuffy Wellness Wonderland event, where the community can come together for a morning of enjoyment and education, said Medical Director at the Gallatin Veterinary Hospital, Dr. Gina Close. However, if you're in the giving spirit, the event organizers will be accepting new unwrapped toys for the toy drive. In Bozeman, Sebastian Keitel, Nonstop Local.
Sebastian, thank you very much.
Of course,
yes.
We are entering that time of the year when it's time to maybe donate, step up, help some folks and people in need. So really, really cool event and opportunity there in the Gallatin Valley. And before we get to Sean Rainey and his sports coverage, I want to remind everyone, Brawl the Wild is coming Saturday, November 18th at Washington Grizzly Stadium. That's right. And if you want to go to the game, but you don't have a ticket, we have something for you. Go to Nonstop Local app or even nonstoplocal.com, read the rules, and enter to be randomly selected for a pair of tickets. We have 2 pairs to give away. Winners will be selected on Monday, November 13th, and we'll make the announcement on Wake Up Nonstop Local on Tuesday morning at 6:45. It's Brawl Day giveaway. Keep it right here. We'll be right back.
Here's how to download and customize your Nonstop Local app. Visit the App Store for your Android or iPhone. Download and open to a list of cities. You can pick the city you prefer to get your news. Want a different order? Click Customize to change what you see first on your Nonstop Local app. Move the items you want to the top of the screen, hit Save, and you're done. Live from the Corwin Motors Sports Studio, this is SWX Nonstop Local Sports.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope your week is off to a great start. Things have been pretty busy in the sports world as of late, but they're going to go into overdrive starting tomorrow. The All-Class State Volleyball Tournament kicks off in Bozeman. We'll have 2 features for you later on tonight on that. And, of course, Big Sky football with 2 weeks left in the regular season. And it's going to be a game with quite the storylines between Montana and Portland State. Bobby Houck going against his son Robbie, who's now a DB's coach for Portland State. Meanwhile, Vikings head coach Bruce Barnum, his son plays linebacker Cooper for the Grizzlies. Fathers and sons going against each other this weekend, and here's the head coaches talking about the fun matchup.
He's gone from player to coach. He's a professional now. He's going to be trying his darndest to beat us, that's for sure. And Barney doesn't want Cooper at home at Christmas talking smack to him either. So those guys, they're going to want to win. But, you know, they've got a pretty good window into what we do, and they got smart guys that can interpret that. So I would say that's advantage Portland State.
I didn't go as far. I don't want to make him uncomfortable. You know, it's his dad. He's a Grizz. I understand his background, but so I didn't press him for, you know, CIA stuff. Cooper's talked about that. Cooper wants a ring more than anything in the world. He's constantly talking about that. I said, well, you know, you got to get through Portland before he can get to the brawl kids. So.
Coach Barnum, always a pleasure. We'll hear more from him as we get that Vikings Grizz preview later on in the week.
Appreciate it, Sean. Thank you very much. Rach, audience.
Yeah.
Where were you on November 8th, 1889? Well, of
Probably
course,
not live.
No one watching our show. Hey, happy birthday to the Treasure State. 134th birthday. Montana became the 41st state in the country.
That's right. Our social media team took to Facebook this morning and asked you to share your favorite pictures of the beautiful state we live in. Boy, did you deliver. So Montana, our home.
Our home. Montana, my home. Montana, our home. Have a great night, everyone.